This Mother's Day has different meanings for different people. Some people, yes, we enjoy Mother's Day if your mother's still alive. But if your mother is deceased, that's not a happy time sometimes. You know, you think about her, you miss her, and you feel sad. And then the other side of that is there are mothers who have lost children around this time of year. They're not happy either. They just don't feel good, you know, and they're in a bad mood. And if you know somebody who is like that, shouldn't we reach out to them, you know, on a time like this, just check on them? You know what makes you feel bad? I mean, I've had some, since I've been in the nation, I've had some surgeries and things like that where I've been down. But you know the most refueling thing for me, whether the medication that I had to take to bring me back to health, it was a call from one of my brothers when I heard his voice. Salam alaikum, Brother Joseph. How you doing, brother? You all right? You need anything? Right. That was like an intravenous injection for me. It just lifted my spirits. I said, no, brother, just hearing your voice has made me feel better. I was talking to a brother yesterday, and he called me. He was sounding real weak on the phone. And we started using the highest form of communication, which means we were talking about Allah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan. And in a matter of like 3 minutes, his voice started to get stronger and stronger, and he has a lung condition. But he started to get stronger. I said, brother, you ain't gonna believe this. I said, I'm watching a miracle, or I'm hearing a miracle on the phone. I said, you're literally talking stronger. He said, brother, because I feel better. But it's real talk. There's chemistry in the words. The words do a wonderful work on the cells in our brains when we're talking about the right thing. Y'all all right? Yes, so when you come to the mosque, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said, when we give the greetings of Assalamu alaikum, that's not just a catchphrase, it's a prayer. And we in a war zone. He said, and who don't need a prayer in a war zone? So every time we give the greetings, we see your brother, you smile, because the smile says to the person, I'm just glad to see you. You don't even have to say it. The smile itself. You don't have to show all your teeth. You don't have to look like a piano, 88 showing. No, just a smile. And you say, Assalamu alaikum, brother. Assalamu alaikum, sister. And you a little smile. And that makes that person feel good because we don't know what they just went through. That's why we can't be so hard on each other. But then we can't be as hard on ourselves either. We got to lighten up on ourselves. Because Allah knew what we were when he brought us into existence. He already knew, before we were able to walk, he already knew what the defects were. No, I mean, just real talk. And that's why we can't, well, let me put it this way. It says, how can you say you love God whom you've never seen and hate your brother and your sister whom you see every day, who's made in his likeness and in his image? What? Again, next time we look at each other when you finish, you leaving out of here, look at each other. You say, this God? Now, some of us, we got some issues with each other, but yeah, that's still God. We just have to smooth that thing out that's between us. Work it out. Settle our differences, because when the fights start, we ain't got time to be talking about, well, you still owe me $30 from 10 years ago. No, forget that. Because we got to rumble. We got to deal. We got to get through the next phase to preserve our lives, our families' lives, and each other. Y'all all right? That's where we at. Y'all walk with me. Ain't nobody mad now, right? Okay, well, let's move on. In the book of Proverbs 1:8, it says, my son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. You know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that in our lives, the first teacher, first doctor, first nurse, first teacher is mama. Yeah. He even went as far as to say that a baby don't know nothing about God. But when a baby cries, mama answers the call. That's God to the baby. Come on, so who is the black woman? Who is mother? Who is Farrakhan? Come on now. Praise is due to Allah. And we have to know how to call. We have to cry too sometimes. We don't, we have to get down that prayer rug. Make a dua. But turn. Turn your face being upright to he who originated the heavens and the earth. Almighty God, Allah. And for us, we'll say, listen, Master Fard Muhammad is the supreme being. Yes, sir. I don't know if they still got it on there, but there used to be a time when you Googled who is Master Fard Muhammad, they just put it right on there, the supreme being. Yes, sir. Come on. That's the white man's, that's his platform, Google. Oh, y'all can try it when y'all leave. Don't take the phone out right now. Don't do it right now. Hold it, just hold it. All right, okay. But it used to be, and maybe because I'm talking about it, they might take it off right now. Because you know they're listening. They said, well, I didn't even know he was going to talk about that today. But anyway, family, let's move on. All praise is due to Allah. In Surah 19 of the Holy Quran, which is entitled Maryam, we are instructed. The only woman, and all the prophets were men, but the only woman who is remembered is Mary. Is mentioned, sorry, yeah, mentioned, remembered, is Mary. Why is that? If you think about it, Joseph was present, but they don't talk about him a lot the way they do Jesus' father, the way they do his mother. Because there's a correlation between what went on back then and what's going on now. There's a lot of single family run households where there's a black mother and she got sons. Just like Mary did. Mary had a black mother, son. Oh, yes, she was black because it said that when they had to run from the king, they hid in Egypt. Egypt means land of the blacks. Right. Well, if they was white and they was hiding in Egypt, they'd have been picked right off there. There they are, right over there. Go get them. No, they was black people. They looked just like the original people of that land. So yes, black mothers today, you know, that's the difficulty factor that exists today, because if she got sons, once he gets to the point where he's 12 years old, he needs the influence of a strong black man in his life. Yes, sir. Why do I say that? Because you know the number 12, you ever see that little stick they just give you and you measure stuff with? It's called a ruler. It's called a ruler because there are 12 major sciences and 12 minor sciences that write history that are on this planet right now. And they've been here since the beginning of this planet. And their history, their identities are kept secret. But that number 12 is a number of ruler because as you start to age and you get to pre-puberty, which is what 12 years old is, right? Any part of your body where you start to get hair on your body, you know, the hair actually helps to keep your blood regulated at 98.6, so you sweat in those areas where there's hair, and it regulates body temperature because it cools that area, and as the blood passes, the blood is cooled. But it also symbolizes power coming to you. So when a young man is turning 12 years old, yeah, mama can take him so far, but now he's out a little bit now, and he knows how the little girls that he run into, how they treat him. And in his mind, he's saying, well, you know what, mama, you know, she a woman too. And sometimes he can talk slick, you know, run that game, and then mom listen to it. I'm not saying all mothers. No, my mother wasn't one of them kind of mothers. You be talking it, but you be looking up from the floor. That's how she was. I used to tell her she was short. I said, you have pint, but you show 100 proof. Yeah, real talk, real talk. I know that went past a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all too young to know about that. But I'm saying that every young man needs a man in his life to help guide him when he gets to be a certain age, because he needs a man who has life experience. And since there aren't a lot of brothers out there right now in the streets per se, they may have life experience, but it ain't a God-centered life experience. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said these words, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan further enumerates and elaborates that: make all men and boys join the FOI and train them fast and make them brave soldiers willing at any time to give their life for Allah and righteousness' sake. That's a principled young man right there. And that's a young man who will be respected in the community and in the society. He will become an outstanding citizen. And people are now saying, well, where's the FOI? Why don't the FOI come out and, you know, get with these young people to skip? Okay, hold up, fine. Okay. As Brother Rodney said, he told him at one of those meetings, the FOI is in the street. Where y'all at? Why the church ain't out there helping us? We said we would train you, but no, see, y'all don't want to, we don't want it to be a FOI thing. It's going to have to be a FOI thing because whatever y'all using is not working. That's right. Yeah, am I saying anything wrong? No, sir. Oh, real talk. So why won't you let the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam train your children? Now, we can't get the ones that's 19 and 20 years old. They pretty much out there, but you bring the young ones in, and we can train them up and make them brave fighters, willing at any time to give their life for Allah and righteousness' sake. I looked up this definition. I can't say that it's the best definition, but it's okay. It's like, what is a good mother? Sound like a good question? Okay. It said a good mother possesses a combination of nurturing and practical skills. She provides a stable, loving environment fosters trust and encourages learning and growth. Stop right there. I mean, if you had a mother, I mean, she pretty much did that, right?
Yes, sir.
But what about a spiritual leader? Do we have any leaders like that today that's doing what the man we know is doing, the man we call Farrakhan? Are they providing us with a stable, loving environment? Yes, because he's teaching us how to think outside the box.
That's right.
That's the beauty of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He don't just, as the saying we have in the nation, it says, anytime a man is teaching you something and it doesn't lead you to a book, he's trying to make you his slave. There's not one time that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has not come up here as a loving spiritual guide and didn't tell us things that didn't tell us. Now you go look it up. You go find out for yourself. Don't just take my word on it. The first thing they told me when I came in the Nation of Islam and I started reading more, is that we don't take nothing on face value.
That's right.
Bring something to one of us and see what we ask you. Where'd you get that from? Who told you that?
Come on.
And then you see the person's face, they look, because, it's a story, it's a true story. We were leaving FOI class one night and we walked outside and a young brother, he probably was about 32 or something like that. And he walked over and he said, oh, y'all the fruit, huh? I said, yeah, we the fruit. He said, yeah, but y'all ain't what y'all used to be. I said, compared to what? I just dropped it like that. He was puzzled. And then he says, I said, well, brother, what do you mean we're not what we used to be? He said, no, y'all used to do. I said, stop, brother, stop for a minute. I said, how? Don't tell me your age. I know you're probably in your early 30s. And he said it, I'm 32. I said, what you're talking about, the man who was on scene today who was doing this stuff and all that you weren't even born yet. You barely got the Pampers off of you now, and you're talking about what y'all used to be and what you. Be careful when people come to you like that and they start talking like that. Yeah, y'all ain't this. Yeah, how long? What cell block was you on? See, a lot of these stories are being told with people who get locked up. Then they come out with these preconceived notions, not getting actual facts about us, and then they want to judge us. So we have to be in a position, as the Honorable Louis Farrakhan teaches us, that whenever we see darkness, which is ignorance, that becomes a teaching moment. So when we see our people, talking like that, we don't want to just jump on them and just, oh, no, that's it. I'm in, and you start slamming them. No. So, brother, listen, have you ever read such and such? And a lot of them are going to be abrasive. They're going to turn the other cheek. But once you drop what you got, you just leave. We ain't got to stand there and go back and forth with them. We got brothers in here that done walked off 30 years, almost 40 years of their lives. They got testimonials. I'm looking at one now. He can tell us stories about people who are like that. But if you ask him how he deals with them out here, he deals with them with the greatest of intelligence. I'm talking about Brother Gregory. He deals with the greatest of intelligence when he deals with people like that. He don't. If that was the case, Brother Gregory would be coming in with his jaw swole every week. I know the other dude is probably dead, but everything all bangs up, but he don't handle it like that because that's not what the minister teaches us. He said, no, use the truth. And as we're taught, if you put up a clean glass next to a dirty one, the people know which one to choose. So we just try to be the clean glass. Y'all all right, family?